And welcome to our Healthy Basics Eating webinar. This webinar is intended to be a great tool for you to use as you're starting your regimen of Plexus products to kind of help you make better food choices. Some things for you to remember. Number one, the Plexus products are not intended to treat or cure any type of disease. And before you take on any kind of new regimen or fitness program or anything like that, you always want to check with your doctor first. So let's go ahead and get started. There are a few things to remember. The Plexus products can help you control cravings for carbs and curb your appetite. However, you must do the work that you need to do to be healthy. The good choices are up to you. It's not a magic drink or potion or a pill. It's a tool to help you if you work the tool. My name is Erin Akey, and that's me pictured there on the left, and my husband Ben Akey pictured on the right. I am a senior Ruby ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and my husband Ben is a senior gold ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And both of us have found that in our personal experience with Plexus over the past year, we have each dropped a little over 50 pounds apiece with the use of the Plexus tool, in addition to making some really good choices when it comes to healthy eating. So we're very passionate about all of this. We host a radio show called Fit Living, and we speak around the country on obesity. I am a certified personal trainer and fitness nutrition coach, and my husband Ben is a certified personal fitness chef, and he does a lot of our cooking demos, and all the yummy recipes that you see in our blog, those come from him. So we're very proud to be independent ambassadors for Plexus, and the lifestyle that goes along with using the Plexus products just fits in perfectly with our ministry and our message of overall health and fitness. Now, as you begin, you've gotten your Plexus products in the mail, you're ready to start. You really want to be sure and take a before picture, weigh and measure on that first day. This is not something that you need to post on Facebook or feel like you have to share with the world in the beginning of your journey, but you're going to want to see a base and see where you started so that you can see your progression as you go along in your journey to become healthier. You also want to be sure that you have peers to encourage you. Get with your Plexus ambassador. Many times they will have a Facebook group or a local group. Find some people that will help you and be your cheerleaders and encourage you along your journey as you try to get healthier and lose weight. And the third thing is you really want to be consistent. I feel like I noticed that for myself and my clients, we see better results when we're using the products on a daily basis and not sporadically. So remember to try and be consistent. Now, I want to talk to you for just a minute about sugar and carbs. These are two things that really have to become very limited in our daily diets if we want to get to and maintain a healthy weight and blood glucose level. Now, Plexus products for many can be a great tool in working towards both of them, and that has certainly been the case for myself and my husband. Some sugar facts that you really need to know. Recent studies have shown that sugar is more addictive than cocaine and heroin. That's pretty scary. If you look at a picture of the way your brain lights up on sugar compared to the way your brain lights up on heroin and cocaine, it's a very, very similar image. Also, sugar causes more illness than cigarettes, alcohol, and all other drugs combined. There are 600,000 processed foods in the grocery store that you can choose from when you make a shopping trip. And guess what? 80% of those have added sugar. One soda per day, this is not a diet soda, but a regular soda, increases a child's risk of obesity by 60%. That is a huge amount. Also, most empty carbs that you eat are metabolized in your body by turning into sugar and then stored as fat. So that's why it's so critical to limit the processed sugar and carbs if you want to get to and maintain a healthy weight long term. Now, this graphic shows you the cycle of sugar addiction. It's pretty basic. You eat sugar, you love it, you crave it, it has addictive properties. Your blood sugar levels spike, it releases dopamine in your brain, which makes you happy. Then you become addicted to the sugar. Mass insulin is secreted, which causes your blood sugar to drop dramatically and quickly. When the blood sugar drops dramatically and quickly, this causes higher insulin levels, which causes immediate fat storage. Then your body begins to crave that sugar high, that sugar rush. And then you have hunger and cravings, your blood sugar drops, your appetite goes up, and the entire cycle is repeated. So as you can see, it's not pretty when we get addicted to sugar. Now, the only way to permanently keep your excess weight off is to make changes to your eating habits. You cannot continue to live a lifestyle where you're eating on a daily basis loads of sugar and processed foods and fat and junk food and carbohydrates, empty carbohydrates, and think that you will maintain a weight loss for long term. So what we like to do is teach people how to make those changes to their habits. And you don't have to give up all of your time. You don't have to give up convenience or good taste to eat healthy. That is truly a myth. Part of our ministry is showing people how you can eat healthy when you have a busy lifestyle. You can eat healthy on a budget, and healthy food does taste very good. A key thing to remember is to stay away from boxed and frozen and pre-prepared foods and fast food. All of those things are loaded down with so many chemicals and preservatives and additives. Even if you get a salad in a fast food restaurant, it is completely different from getting a salad that you've made in your kitchen and taking that to work and eating that. Pre-prepared, boxed, frozen, processed foods are always going to have things in them that are going to make you hungry, and they're all processed and developed and engineered in ways to make us crave more. I mean, look at the potato chip commercials where they say, you know, you can't eat just one. There's a reason for that. Another key thing is to involve the whole family in meal prep and in meal planning. There are many studies that show when we bring kids into the kitchen and involve them in the process of preparing and planning meals, they have a much lower chance of becoming obese, and they tend to eat healthier. And we do that with our granddaughter. She's 3 years old. She loves to help us cook, and she loves to eat healthy. It's wonderful. When you put kids in the kitchen, you're also spending good quality time with them. And oftentimes our lives get so busy that meal prep time could be some of the only quality time that you have with your kids. So we make it a priority in our house to really try as often as possible, even though we have one in college, we have two competitive runners, we try to eat together as a family as often as possible. And I will tell you that is one of the best things you can do for your family's health. Also, you just have to make healthy eating a priority. When people come to me and say, Erin, help, I don't have time to eat healthy, I don't have time to cook, and yet I see that they're constantly on Facebook, they're sending me game requests, they're telling me about their favorite sitcom they like to watch. Well, guess what? You have time. You just have to make it a priority. And that's what brings about the choice issue. It has to be your choice. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is cut out bread and crackers and pasta and things like that. Most of your traditional breads are loaded with empty carbohydrates that are going to then turn to sugar and fat and get stored in your body. So there are options. A lot of people say one of the biggest struggles for them is staying away from bread and crackers because they miss that crunch. Well, I'm going to give you some options to still have that crunch, but not ingest tons of empty carbohydrates. If you go to almost any grocery store in America, you can find low-carb tortillas, low-carb pitas and flatbreads, and low-carb crackers. Most of these are high in fiber. Most of these will contain flaxseed, which is a wonderful, wonderful fiber option. And most of these will have less than 10 grams of sugar. I'm sorry, 10 grams of carbohydrates in a serving, and usually no sugar, no added sugar. Always look for those options. And if you ever can't find them or you need some options for brands, you can always shoot us a message and we'll be happy to help you out with those. But these are great alternatives. Low-carb tortillas are wonderful. We'll take a low-carb tortilla, put a little bit of hummus on it, some black olives, a little bit of cheese, bake it in the oven, and we have a little pizza. Or you can put a little marinara sauce and then some cheese and turkey pepperoni, make another kind of little pizza. You can make wraps out of them for lunch with your deli meats. You can take them, one of my favorite things my husband does is he'll put some sugar-free honey and a little cinnamon and bake it in the oven and make us these little like sopapilla type snacks that are sugar-free, low carb, and packed with fiber. Tons of things you can do with low carb tortillas. I love them. They can be done sweet, savory. You can do your tacos in them. They're phenomenal. Pitas and flatbreads, the same way. They're wonderful. Low carb crackers, same thing. There are several brands out there where you can eat 9 crackers and only get about 50 calories and maybe 4, 5, 6 grams of carbs. So there are options out there. One thing you want to look for on the low carb tortillas, try to do the wheat, going to be healthier. Processed white flour is just, there's no nutrients in it. Now, these are some things that we like to tell people keep on hand when you're trying to eat healthy and trying to eat as sugar-free as possible. If you keep good healthy options on hand, you are more likely to make healthy choices when it's time to cook or have that snack or have that quick lunch. So I'm going to go through with you from all the different categories, some things that you need to keep on hand in order to help you be able to prepare a healthy meal quickly and at a moment's notice. And remember, your stuff. Many of us take better care of our cars than we take of our bodies. Think about your car. If you don't put good gas in your car and you put water or something like that in the car's not going to run. Well, your body is more important than your car, because if this engine goes out, you can't get another one. So you've got to start thinking of your body as this fine-tuned machine, and the food we eat is the fuel that keeps that machine going. If you think about that before you put anything in your mouth, I guarantee you it'll help you to think better about the choices that you're making with each meal. Frozen veggies. We always keep frozen veggies on hand and suggest that our clients do this. There's many reasons. Number one, they keep for a long time. Who out there has not, with the best of intentions, gone to the farmer's market, gone to the grocery store? You've bought up all these amazing, beautiful frozen vegetable or fresh vegetables. We get home, we put them in the cabinet, and what happens? Oh my goodness, they are now spoiled before we can use them, right? So this is why I love frozen. They keep for a long time. They're great for stir fries, soups, side dishes, things like that. And the way veggies are frozen nowadays, they're flash frozen in such a way that they're almost as good as fresh when you're in a hurry. And most of the nutrients are still in them the same way they would be with fresh vegetables. But you do want to stay away from canned. Your canned vegetables will tend to oftentimes be in chemicals and brine and things like that. Oftentimes they'll have a lot of sodium added. The only thing we'll do in a can as far as vegetables is when we're in a pinch. But aside from that, try to stick with frozen and fresh. Now, these are some fresh veggies that keep well. Lettuce. Keep that lettuce whole. When it's time to eat dinner, you've got a family of 4 or 5, just cut that puppy up into wedges and serve it fresh and you're ready to go. It's crisp, it's wonderful. You know, I grew up in a house where my mother and my grandmother, they would cut up the lettuce and peel it into leaves and put it in the plastic bag and all. You don't have to do all that. It'll keep better if you just keep it whole and cut it into wedges when you're actually ready to eat your salad. Onions keep for a long time, green peppers, carrots, parsnips. If you've never had a parsnip, it looks big white carrot. And something I love to do with parsnips is slice them up really thin, Put them on a cookie sheet that I've sprayed with some nonstick spray. Season them with whatever you like. You can put something, some spicy Cajun seasoning. You can put some garlic powder, whatever you like. Bake them until they're a little bit crisp, and that's a great alternative to a traditional potato chip with more nutrients. So love me some parsnips. Cabbage keeps very well. Roasted cabbage is phenomenal. Kale. I love kale chips. We have great recipes for kale chips on the blog. It's a great alternative to chips and salsa. I used to love chips and salsa. The salsa, great for you, very low in calories, but the chips, terrible. So if you use kale chips instead, then you're going to do much better. Tomatoes, cauliflower, mashed cauliflower is a great potato substitute. All of these veggies keep pretty well. So those are just a few examples, but there's tons to choose from. Also, if you buy seasonal vegetables, you're going to find that the prices are a lot better. In the fall, we buy a lot of squashes. In the summer, we buy tons of berries. All of your produce, try to buy seasonal and you will get a much better price. Now, spices and condiments. You really don't need a ton of things. If you have these basics, some yellow and Dijon mustard, garlic and onion powder, not salt, just the powder, some low sodium soy sauce, a little sugar-free honey, low sodium chicken and beef broth, and some hot sauce, I promise you that's enough to do things. If you want to get creative and you want to be like my husband, Chef Ben, go ahead and keep a zillion different spices. But if you're looking for convenience and ease, these are just some basics, and it's really all you need. We make a wonderful sugar-free teriyaki marinade that is so simple. The recipe is on Ben's blog. All you do is you mix some low-sodium soy sauce, some sugar-free honey, some ground up ginger, and some water, and you use that as your marinade. Bam, that's it. Any protein you want, you can marinate in that. You can do a marinade with some yellow mustard and some sugar-free honey and make like a sweet honey mustard that's actually sugar-free. Tons of things that you can do. And again, if you ever need ideas, we're more than happy to help you out with that. Protein powders and bars, those are good to have on hand in a pinch. The problem is most protein bars on the market are very high in sugar and carbs and are really nothing more than glorified candy bars. So be very careful. My clients will usually go to the grocery, take a picture of a label, send it to me and say, hey, Erin, tell me about this one. Is this a good choice? I'm happy to help you out with those options. We're very fortunate that when it comes to protein drinks, we have our Plexus 96. Wonderful option, very healthy, gluten-free, phenomenal. And a lot of days, if you're in a hurry, you don't want to skip breakfast. If you're a coffee drinker, if you want to just take that protein powder, your Plexus 96, the chocolate or the vanilla, whisk it into your coffee, you have a phenomenal protein coffee that is so good for you, and it's not just empty calories. There's tons of vitamins and nutrients. Read the back of that Plexus 96 and read what's in it. It's a great, great choice. Be very, very careful when you're purchasing protein bars and breakfast bars and things like that. Very careful. Plexus 96, much better option. You don't want to skip breakfast, because if you do, it's going to really hurt your metabolism. When you skip breakfast and you go all morning and you don't eat till lunchtime, then your body is going to say, well, man, I don't know when she's going to feed me again, so I better store all of this, and you're going to have a much harder time burning what you eat the rest of the day. If you eat a good, healthy breakfast, then that's going to get your metabolism kicked in, and you're going to do better at burning calories the rest of the day. So please don't skip breakfast. I love a good protein coffee. I do that many, many days a week. Now, these are some dairy. I love a good faux cream soup. Back when I was eating unhealthy, back in the old days when I was almost 350 pounds, I used me some cream of broccoli soup. Well, what do I do now? I take my frozen broccoli in a bag. I dump it in a pot with some low sodium chicken broth and some chopped up onions. I boil it. Then I put it in my blender with some skim milk, and bam, I have a faux cream of broccoli soup that is low in calories and delicious. You can also use it to make salad dressings for your shakes. You can mix it with your Plexus 96. We always have skim milk on hand. Now, another thing we always have is Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt, I call it a superfood because it is so packed with protein and it has no fat. It is very, very low in calories. The key is you have to get the plain, non-fat, unflavored. If you buy the flavored one, it's going to have loads of added sugar. Flavor it yourself with things that you have at home. Also, if you're lactose intolerant and you don't want to do skim milk, you can do unsweetened soy milk or almond milk. Those are great in your protein shakes as well. Something I like to do with the Greek yogurt is mix it with some dry ranch dressing mix and make a wonderful fat-free ranch dip that I use with raw veggies. I have it at parties all the time. People love it, and they can't tell the difference in that and the fattening version. Now, let's say you want ranch dressing. You can take that Greek yogurt ranch dip you just made, add some skim milk till it gets to the consistency that you like. Bam, you now have a fat-free ranch dressing that doesn't have the added sugar and carbs that the bottled kind will have. If you go in the store and you look at any kind of fat-free salad dressing, when they take the fat out, they replace it with sugar. So be very, very careful at that grocery store lingo. We do an hour-long sugar presentation where we talk a lot about that. The grocery store is not your friend, let me just tell you. Another thing we always keep on hand is cheese. It's a great high-protein go-to snack. We use cheese every single day in our house. So those are just a few dairy options to keep on hand. And again, the point is keeping your pantry and your refrigerator and your freezer stocked so that you have the things you need to make healthy choices. Now, what kind of meats do we keep on hand? We always have in our freezer some boneless, skinless chicken breasts, ground turkey. In the fridge, we have low-sodium turkey bacon. We eat that almost every Sunday morning. It's only 25 calories a slice. Love low-sodium turkey bacon. I couldn't even tell you the last time we had real bacon in our house. Low-sodium deli meats. Now, my two exceptions to the canned rule, canned tuna and canned chicken. When you're in a hurry, as long as they're packed in water, those are okay. There's many a day where Ben and I have a crazy busy day. We've got to tape the radio show or we're traveling, and we will use that canned chicken and throw it onto a salad or onto one of those little low-carb tortillas to make a little chicken pizza and things like that. The canned tuna, if you substitute mayonnaise with Greek yogurt and make a Greek yogurt tuna salad, oh my goodness, it is so healthy and so good for you. So yes, we do use canned tuna and chicken. We also, living on the Gulf Coast, we keep a lot of fresh and frozen fish on hand. Depending on where you live, the fresh may not be such a good option. You may be wanting to do frozen. So those are just some meat choices. Pretty much almost any day of the week, if you open my freezer, you would find, and my fridge, you would find all of these things in our house. Why? Because it's all about being prepared. If there's nothing in the house, then you're going to be just as likely to run to fast food or call the pizza joint and have them deliver than you are to make a healthy meal. If you have the good stuff on hand, you're more likely to use it. Now, a lot of people ask me about snacks. Erin, what do I do for snacks? These are some that I recommend. While I'm not big on processed foods, I am okay with the fat-free and sugar-free gelatin mixes and pudding mixes. Mixing that pudding with some skim milk is usually not a bad option. I will tell you, I also have taken my Plexus 96, mixed it in with the sugar-free pudding and made a protein pudding. That is a fantastic option. You can do sugar-free popsicles, raw veggies with that Greek yogurt and ranch mix, unsweetened, no sugar added applesauce, dry roasted edamame, which is soybeans. That's a great alternative to peanuts. They're crunchy, they're very nutritious, much lower in fat, very good alternative. Almonds. Almonds are one of the healthiest nuts out there. Hummus. Hummus is a great snack, but just don't eat it with pita bread. My favorite thing to dip in hummus is raw red peppers or carrots or celery, things like that. Another good go-to snack is fresh fruit. You want to try and stick with the lower sugar fruits like berries and apples, things like that. Try to stay away from the fruits that are really high in sugar, like pineapple and papaya and mango. Those are very, very high in sugar, whereas berries, apples, kiwi, those are a little bit better in the amounts of sugar. Now, do not do fruit juices. Please stay away from them. Why would you drink a glass of orange juice and just get all the concentrated sugar from the orange when you could eat the whole orange and get the fiber and things like that? Very important when you're consuming sugar that there's fiber and nutrients to go with it to help counteract and keep your blood glucose level from spiking. So really stay away from fruit juices. We never give our granddaughter apple juice, orange juice, any of that. Never, never, never. We stay away from it. So the bottom line is the key is to be prepared. You want to have good choices on hand at all times. Cook your meals in advance when possible. If you know you have a crazy week ahead, take a couple of hours on a Sunday and pre-cook some meals and put them in the freezer. Crock pots are a wonderful thing. I cannot tell you how many days we will throw things in the crock pot in the morning and bam, dinner's ready at 5 o'clock when we are done working or when we come home if we're traveling. Never be afraid to try new things and think of food as fuel. You have to remember that all calories are not created equal. There's a very big difference in 200 calories of cupcake and 200 calories of good fiber and protein and vegetables. The way your body is going to metabolize those two different types of calories are completely different. The cupcake is going to do nothing to fuel your body, but the 200 calories of lean chicken and carrots and I don't know, some broccoli or whatever, that is packed with nutrients and will make your body work and feel so much better. Always drink a lot of water. Many times people think they're hungry and they're really just thirsty. Staying hydrated is very, very important to maintaining good health. I always mix my Plexus Slim with about 20 ounces of water, and I always try and have at least 2 or 3 more containers of water in my day, depending on the time of year, more or less, depending on the temperature, workouts, things like that. Always make sure you're getting a lot of water. Now, if you are out and about for long periods, you're riding around in your car, you have about 3 different people to go see and talk to about Plexus, keep a good snack in your car or in your purse. If you throw a packet of that Plexus 96 in your purse, you can always stop at a convenience store for a bottled water and shake you up a quick protein shake. There is no reason to grab a candy bar or go to the drive-thru. I also keep things like almonds in my car, and in a real emergency, nowadays most convenience stores are really good about having fresh fruit, individually wrapped pieces of cheese, things like that. You can find the good choices, but you have to make the effort to look for them. Don't go to the fast food. Don't go to the donut store. Be prepared and have good choices on hand. That is critical. Now, if you're struggling with food, we have a free app that we are more than happy for you to download. If you have an iPhone, it is in the iTunes store, and the app is called Cook, Eat, Live Smart. And there's a logo on there that says food logs, an icon rather, that says food logs. You can click on that, log your food, and send it to us, and we'll give you some tips and advice on things that you could tweak and change up. We do not mind doing this for any of our friends and brothers and sisters in Plexus. Any of your customers, we're more than happy to help. This is our health and fitness ministry. This is how we are paying it forward because we've been so blessed with good health and blessed by our Plexus business. So please do not hesitate to have anyone download that app. We're more than happy to help anyone, and it is a free app. Also, we do nutrition tips, recipes, and things like that on our Facebook page called Erin and Ben's Plexus Slim. Feel free to join that page, like the page, whatever you want to call it, and follow along if you like for some recipes and some nutrition advice. We love helping other people. Now, if you're interested in hearing our full sugar talk, we give this talk free of charge at churches, schools, groups, hospitals all around the country. We're more than happy to do that for you. It truly is our mission in life to help as many people as we can to be healthy. And we love that we can incorporate the line of Plexus products into that ministry. So just go to erinakey.com and you can find links of how to reserve a time for us to come and give the talk to your team or to your church group or your school group. We're more than happy to do that for you. Now, I hope that you have found some things in this webinar that are helpful to you. And again, if we can ever help in any way, shoot us an email. Just let us know. We are always here to help out. We are so blessed to be part of this big Plexus family and so grateful for the health changes and the testimonies that we see going on. And we look forward to helping as many people as we can to make healthy every single day. So live life, be healthy, love life, and be Plexus. Go Plexus. You guys all rock. Have a wonderful day.